December 17, 1944. Dawn breaks gray and bitter over the snow-dusted roads near crinkled Rocherath, Belgium. The Ardennes forest is a white maze of pine and fog, the kind that swallows sound and sight. American infantrymen of the 99th Infantry Division, green replacements mixed with weary vets, dig hasty foxholes along the narrow Lanzerath road. Their breath clouds in the freezing air. M1 Garands are slick with frost. They know the Germans are coming. Intelligence whispers of massive panzer columns rolling through the mist. You can almost feel the cold gnawing at fingers on triggers, the way snow muffles every footstep until it's too late. Then the rumble starts, low, ominous, growing into the clank of tracks and the whine of Bouck engines. Shapes emerge from the white, Panther tanks, sleek and deadly, followed by heavier shadows, Tigers. The King Tigers of Kampfgruppe Piper, monsters with 88mm guns that can kill from a mile away. The Germans expect panic, rout, easy breakthrough. Their frontal armor laughs at most American weapons. The lead Panther noses forward, turret traversing slowly. German crews peer through slits, confident. Frontal hits from bazookas? Useless. The M1A1 Bazooka, 2.36-inch rocket, penetrates maybe 100mm at best, and only at perfect angles. Tigers boast 100 to 120mm frontal plate, Panthers 80mm sloped. The panzers roll on, machine guns chattering to suppress. But the Americans don't run. In the tree line, a squad from the 99th's anti-tank platoon crouches. Two-man teams, loader and gunner, M9 bazookas, the improved folding model, shouldered. No more clumsy M1 backblast issues. These are lighter, more accurate. The rockets carry shaped charges, Monroe effect, that focus explosive force into a molten jet. Not magic, but deadly if you get the shot right. One gunner, let's call him Sergeant Harlan, face blackened, hands steady, spots a gap. The lead Panther exposes its flank as it turns. 100 yards, close, too close for comfort. He rises from cover, rocket loaded. The loader taps his helmet. Go. Harlan squeezes the trigger. A whoosh of flame from the backblast scorches snow behind him. The 2.36-inch rocket streaks out, trailing smoke. Impact. The shape's charge detonates against the Panther's thinner side armor, 50 to 60mm max. The jet punches through, igniting fuel and ammo. The tank erupts in orange flame, turret popping skyward. German crew bail into the snow, screaming. The column halts in shock. Another bazooka team fires, side shot on a following Panther, penetration, fireball. The Germans reel. Their invincible heavies, supposed to shrug off infantry rockets, are burning from 100 yards out. Not frontal miracles, but clever angles, close courage, and the bazooka's bite on vulnerable spots. Word spreads through the panzer radio nets. American infantry, rockets, penetrating flanks. But this is just the opening salvo. In the Bulge's frozen hell, bazooka teams will rack up dozens of kills, shocking the Wehrmacht's elite. The road to St. Vith is blocked by men with tubes on their shoulders, and the Germans never saw it coming.
December 17, 1944, mid-morning. The tiny crossroads village of Lanzerath sits like a forgotten outpost on the northern shoulder of the Bulge. A platoon from the 99th Infantry Division's Intelligence and Reconnaissance, 18 men under Lieutenant Lyle Bouck Jr., holds the high ground overlooking the road from Losheim Gap. They are the first line. No tanks, no artillery support, just rifles, a few machine guns, and a handful of M9 bazookas. The fog lifts slightly, revealing the lead elements of the 1st SS Panzer Division rolling forward. Volksgrenadiers probe ahead, but behind them, Panthers and Tigers, engines growling, turrets scanning. The Germans have orders to smash through quickly. They see the Americans as scattered outposts, easy pickings. Bouck's men wait in silence. Snow crunches under German boots as infantry advances. Then the panzers crest the rise. A Panther leads, its sloped frontal armor gleaming dully. Bouck whispers the order, hold fire until close. The bazooka teams, two-man pairs hidden in foxholes and behind fallen logs, shoulder their tubes. The M9 is compact, folding stock, improved sights over the old M1. Rockets loaded with shaped charges that can burn through 100 to 120 millimeters of armor at optimal angles. At 150 yards, the lead Panther exposes its flank as it navigates a turn. A bazookaman rises, private first class, face pale but steady, fires. The rocket streaks, trailing white smoke, impact on the turret side. The shaped jet penetrates, detonating stored ammo. The Panther jolts, flames licking from hatches. Crew bails, only to face rifle fire. Chaos erupts. Another bazooka team targets a following Tiger, side shot at 100 yards, penetration near the drive sprocket, tracks shred, immobilizing the beast. The 88mm gun swings wildly, but the slow turret can't track the darting infantry. Germans are stunned. Their heavies, designed to dominate at range, are being crippled by shoulder-fired tubes in close terrain. Bouck's platoon fights for hours, repelling waves, knocking out multiple vehicles with bazookas and grenades. Radio calls for help go unanswered. They're surrounded. Yet the road is blocked. Piper's advance stalls here for critical time. German reports crackle over the net, infantry with rockets, penetrating sides, losses mounting. The Americans hold until ammunition runs dry. Bouck and his men are captured after dark, but their stand delays the SS spearhead by a full day. Word spreads through the panzer divisions. The American bazooka is no joke. At close range, with skill and guts, it can kill even the heaviest armor. But the Bulge is vast. Farther south, near St. Vith and Bastogne, more bazooka teams wait in the snow. The Germans push on, convinced numbers will prevail. They have no idea how many more heavies will burn before the offensive breaks.
December 19th to 21st, 1944. The Bulge's northern shoulder holds, but the pressure is immense. SS panzers of Kampfgruppe Piper grind south towards Stavelot and the Meuse bridges. American lines are thin. Infantry squads, scattered anti-tank teams, and desperate bazooka crews. The Germans push with overwhelming armor, Panthers, Tigers, and the new King Tigers, Tiger IIs, with 185mm frontal plates that make frontal bazooka shots suicidal. Yet in the snow-choked villages and forest edges, American infantry refuse to break. Near Stoumont, Private First Class Francis Currey of the 30th Infantry Division spots 3 German tanks, 2 Panthers and a Tiger, advancing on his position. No artillery support, no tank destroyers, just his squad and a few bazookas. Currey grabs an M9, loads a rocket, and moves. He creeps through the drifts, using ruined buildings for cover. At 100 yards, he exposes himself, fires at the lead Panther's flank. The rocket strikes true, penetration through 40-50mm side armor, fuel ignited. The Panther burns. Germans open up with machine guns. Currey dodges, reloads, flanks again. Second shot, another Panther disabled, tracks shredded or engines set ablaze. The Tiger swings its turret. Currey doesn't hesitate. He dashes to a wrecked house, fires from a window, side shot on the Tiger's turret ring or track. The rocket hits, the massive tank slews, immobilized, crew bailing into the open where rifle fire cuts them down. Currey's actions save his company, halt the advance for hours. He earns the Medal of Honor, the highest award, for bazooka kills against heavies in the snow. Farther east, near Elsenborn Ridge, Private Albert Darago of an anti-aircraft battalion, armed only with a bazooka, takes on 2 Tigers alone. His crew refuses to help, convinced the rockets can't penetrate. Darago disagrees. He maneuvers close in the fog, fires at vulnerable spots, sides, rear engine decks. 1 Tiger brewed up, the second disabled. Germans stunned. Infantry rockets doing what 75mm guns struggle with. These aren't miracles. The M9 bazooka penetrates 100 to 102mm at optimal angles with the M6A3 rocket. Enough for Panther sides, 40 to 50mm, Tiger 1 sides, 80 to 82mm, and even weak points on King Tigers. Frontal shots bounce, but flanks, rears, tracks, and optics are fair game. In the Bulge's close terrain, narrow roads, forests, villages, bazooka teams force panzers to expose vulnerabilities. Germans adapt, infantry screens, but American squads use shoot and scoot, popping from cover, firing, vanishing into snow. Radio intercepts capture the shock. Infantry mit Raketen, schwere Panzer getroffen, Verluste. Losses mount. Dozens of panzers knocked out by bazookas alone in the first week. Piper's column stalls, fuel critical, morale cracking. The bazooka, once dismissed as a light anti-tank weapon, becomes a panzer killer. Every squad has one. Every man knows, get close, get the angle, and even the heaviest armor burns. But the offensive drags on. In Bastogne encircled hell, more bazooka stands await, defending roadblocks against the last German thrusts.
Late December 1944 into January 1945. The German offensive falters. Piper's Kampfgruppe, once roaring toward the Meuse, is encircled and low on everything: fuel, ammo, hope. His surviving Tigers and Panthers sit vulnerable on narrow roads, screened by thinning infantry. American counterattacks surge. Patton's relief column breaks through to Bastogne. Third Army armor rolls north, and infantry with bazookas swarm the pockets. In the forests around Neuville and Foy, paratroopers of the 101st Airborne, surrounded but unbowed, use bazookas to deadly effect. German tanks hesitate to enter villages where bazooka teams lurk in cellars and rubble. One Panther noses into a street. A hidden team fires from 80 yards. Rear engine deck hit. Flames erupt. The crew abandon ship, cut down by M1 fire. Another Tiger tries to bypass. Bazookas target tracks and optics, immobilizing it for artillery or airstrikes. The M9 bazooka's limitations are clear. Frontal penetrations on heavies are rare miracles. But in the Bulge's close-quarters chaos, ambushes at 50 to 150 yards, flanks exposed on twisty roads, the rocket's shaped charge finds weak points. Turret sides, 80 to 100 millimeters on Tigers, hull flanks, engine grills, even top armor on stalled vehicles. Multiple hits compound damage, disable tracks, start fires, force crews out. German after-action reports reveal the panic. Raketenwerfer der Infantry, schwer Verluste an Panzern, unvermeidbar. Bazooka teams account for dozens of panzer kills. Estimates vary, but infantry anti-tank weapons claim a significant portion of the 300-plus German tanks lost in the Bulge. The Wehrmacht's elite panzer divisions bleed irreplaceable machines and veterans. The shock is total. What the Germans dismissed as a toy for light vehicles becomes a nightmare for their heaviest armor. Bazooka gunners, often the youngest, bravest men, earned legends. Francis Currey's stand at Malmedy, bazooka and grenades force panzer crews to abandon vehicles under fire. Others, like Albert Darago near Trou-de-Loup on Christmas Day, destroy 2 tanks alone with precise flank shots. By January, the Bulge is crushed. Snow melts into mud graves for burned-out Tigers. The Germans retreat, leaving steel hulks as monuments to overconfidence. The bazooka, simple, mass-produced, shoulder-fired, helps prove that courage and close-range cunning can topple even the mightiest armor. The world learns the lesson. No tank is invincible when infantry closes the gap. In the frozen Ardennes, the Germans paid dearly for underestimating the American rocket on a man's shoulder.